Hello there, poodling around us. Now, if you love food, I'm sure you're going to be really interested to listen to today's podcast, which features a chef who has worked at top restaurants in London, but who has now created something very special over the course of the past 5 years in the Lake District. Robert Stacey is the executive chef at Levens Kitchen, an eatery that is part of the complex, should we say, as historic house and gardens, Levens Hall and Gardens, near Milnthorpe and also Kendal in the English Lake District. If you think of most cafes attached to visitor attractions, you perhaps don't associate them necessarily with top quality food and drink, but that is where Levens Kitchen differs. Added to that, it now also has its own bakery and takeaway facility for all the foodie treats that you might wish to indulge in back at home. I think now I've whetted the appetite, it's probably time to find out more from Rob. Hello, Rob. Firstly, please could you tell us a little bit about Levens Kitchen, how long it's been around, and what is its ethos in terms of its food philosophy?
So Levens Kitchen, as we know it now, opened in 2019. So we're coming up to 6 years almost. We wanted to provide a fresh food venue. A lot of stuff is drawn from or inspired by the estate. We had an existing client base for the house and garden visitors, and we wanted to create a product that served their needs and also attracted a foodie clientele as well. And to give slightly more than the average country house would offer with food. Richard, the owner, he's very passionate about food and hospitality. I think that really shows in the venue that he created.
So, Rob, what is your role there and what past experience did you bring to it?
So I think technically I'm the head chef of Levens Kitchen. I've been a chef for around 22-ish years now. And I've done a whole variety of sort of different aspects of hospitality, from fine dining to high quality bistros, hotel work, cocktail bars, private dining, that kind of stuff. And this is sort of my third business that I've helped to launch in the last sort of 10 years. So I was able to draw all that knowledge of previous new restaurants, new starts, and sort of where those pitfalls were that we didn't really work out, and sort of what we could add to this business to really make it a success.
Yeah, I think you've worked at some really high profile venues, haven't you?
Yeah. So I trained in London. London's where I was born and raised. I went to a really good culinary school called Westminster Kingsway College. And I trained there for 3 years full time. And there I had a fabulous opportunity to go and work in really good restaurants around London. So I did a 3-month stage at the Ritz. I used to work for Marco Pierre White in one of his restaurants in Soho. Worked Ramsay's at Claridge's. After I left college, I spent 2 years at the Priest restaurant. After that, I moved on to Galvin at Windows, which is a Michelin star restaurant at the top of the Park Lane Hilton, for a chef called Andre Garrett and the Galvin brothers. And that was fabulous. I really loved being there. I think it gave me a real foundation into how my cooking is now. I love their style, their sort of approach to food. After that, I did some director and CEO dining at PricewaterhouseCoopers, a big accounting firm. That was a completely different change of pace. It was a different life, going from Michelin star to working a 9 to 5. It was a bit weird for me.
Yeah.
But we had real exploration there. Their budget was
Massive, I would imagine.
Pretty unlimited. So I got to work with a wide variety of ingredients, and quite indulgent in ingredients. And part of that indulgence, I didn't really enjoy. I didn't feel like they appreciated it in quite the same way you or I would go into a restaurant and enjoying a thing, because For them, it was like office.
Yeah.
While I was working there, I was offered an opportunity to start an apprenticeship academy up here in the Lake District in conjunction with Kendal College. That was the Castle Dairy restaurant. And that was one of the country's first sort of apprentice-led fine dining restaurants. And that was an interesting, serious challenge. I ran that for about 5 years. At the end of that 5 years, we were in the Michelin Guide. We hadn't got a star yet, but we were sort of approaching star level. And we were having conversations with the Michelin people about how an apprenticeship academy could be maintaining the standard. And it was all credit to the guys that I had in the team. There was a lot of stability there. But then Storm Desmond happened, and it absolutely wiped out the restaurant, completely destroyed it. And it was going to be an 18-month rebuild, which was quite a shame. And then I thought, I'd take that point. So after 5 years of incredibly hard work, trying to run a fine dining restaurant with probably the bottom end of educated chefs, I needed a bit of a break from that.
You joined Levens, did you, after that?
It wasn't quite Levens after that. It was a few other places.
Oh, right.
So I helped a friend. So after that, I helped a friend start a hotel up in Grasmere, which again was incredibly hard work and a big challenge, really, which is interesting. I had more of a chef manager role there, where I was running the hotel and the kitchen simultaneously, which I learned a lot from, but was a bit too much for one person to do on their own. Once I finished that, I went to Plough at Lupton. I was there for about 2 years. And again, great team, wonderful week to work for. And again, a different style of food for me. That was sort of getting more back towards what we did at Caprice, slightly more bistro, good pub food sort of style thing. And that's when we came up to Levens Hall and the Levens Kitchen was advertised. And I felt like it was a great opportunity for me to really do something special, fill a bit of a market void within the area. I mean, there's lots of great places that do a similar product around here, but sort of not quite so close. They've sort of changed what they're doing, sort of left the hole for certain people.
Now, the project was a new build, wasn't it, when you first went there, replacing an existing buttery that I recall being quite dark and traditional. So now it's a very contemporary building, isn't it? Sitting next to the Elizabethan Hall. So is it an inspiring place to work? It's
a really nice environment to walk in. I remember the first time that I walked in and I saw the space and I went, you know what, this is going to be great. It's big, it's light, it's airy. You feel like you have space even when it's full. Sometimes we get so full that, you know.
Yeah.
But brand new kitchen, really nice, all electric, really nicely laid out. I'm starting to come up with a few problems now because we've exceeded the planned capacity. So we're doing 5 times the amount of work we originally thought it was going to do. So I think there's a few tweaks here and there that we now need to make just to sort of cope with the demand that we've reached to. But yeah, but just the general environment. I get to drive 15 minutes through the countryside and arrive at work. I used to get on the tube for 45 minutes a day underground. And sort of you turn up and you get out of the car and it's a beautiful, glorious day. And there's horse and sheep and fields. And then you've got the gardens and the grounds. And you just simply, it's a glorious place to be.
Yeah.
Makes you really appreciate being in the Lake District.
And how many covers do you do then?
I was talking to Tom, the restaurant manager here, trying to work out how many covers do you actually do in a day, because people come here for various different things. I could tell you how many people had a hot meal. I could tell you how many cups of coffee we sold, how many people had cakes. We see upwards of 160 people now, which is a big restaurant. I think it's 70 in the main house, another 70 in the garden, and then 40 to 50 in the Howard room, in the original house itself. And people, they come and they go throughout the day. But sort of, I think it'd be fair to say we do anywhere between 500, 650 people a day during the summer.
Wow.
I haven't quite worked out how to track how many people go through the bakery, but it's a lot of people, and we're incredibly busy. And I always say this place has got a bit of a perfect storm. because its location is close to Milnthorpe. It's not too far from Lancaster. It's easy to get through from Kirby, through Kendal, even up from Barrow, Newry Bridge that way. And it's really easy to get here. It's really easy to meet friends here. And there's always plenty of parking. And it's never that long to wait for a table. So even though we seat so many people during the summer, we generally have a queue of people waiting to sit down and get a table at lunchtime. It's never that long. We don't take reservations. We need that flexibility of sort of being able to sit people now when they turn up. And if we reserve the table and then it's sat empty for 20 minutes, we would, as a business, would then not be able to use it.
And how big is the team after all of that?
So last count, we're up to about 39 members of staff now. Quite a lot.
Yeah.
It was more than I was expecting. So I've got about 10 chefs and bakers in total. And then we have our front of house team, which again, there's about another 10 full-timers. And then the rest is made up with sort of part-time casual staff that supplements it. But it's a big venue. We employ quite a few people now. So it's a bit scary going. There's loads of us. We started out with three chefs, and I think about 5 front of house in the beginning when we were open 5 days a week. So we were closed on a Friday and a Saturday. So we were only open when the house and gardens was open, which slowly came to demand thing. We were like, why can't we come on Saturday? Why can't we come on Friday? And that's sort of realization. So moving to the 7 days a week, it's been really good for us. It's given us flexibility, given that opportunity. They generate more revenue for the business.
Yeah, and how much of your business is from people visiting the hall, and how much would you say is from people just visiting you?
We've got a pretty good foodie following, and a lot of people will combine their visit to Levens Hall with Levens Kitchen and the surrounding area. On a Saturday when the house and gardens is closed, we still manage to fill the car park. But I think it's that doubling down of the attraction. So people are coming just for food, and they're also coming for Levens Hall. So it's not competing; they're both sort of supplementing each other, complementing each other. But yeah, there's a pretty good chunk between.
And do you have regulars who
foodies.
come in every week?
Yeah, we've got quite a few people that are here very often. One especially, Shirley and Ray, who come 4 or 5 times a week and have been doing so since we opened sort of 5 years ago. And they're absolutely lovely. And they're generally speaking sit at the same table every day. And you can see them from the past, and they're like, it's almost like they're holding court, and all the other regulars come and talk to them and chat to them. And it's really nice to see. And they're absolutely lovely people. But yeah, I mean, that's more of a question for Tom. And so he gets all the interaction with them. I just sort of spy people through the window and recognize faces on a regular basis.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure people are dying to know what sort of things they can enjoy on the menu. So what are some of the dishes on the main menu?
So we've got 2 main parts to the menu. So we've got our brunch menu, which runs 10 till 12. And then we have our main lunch menu, which runs from 12 till 3 during the winter. And then it runs 12 till 4 during the summer. So we reduce our opening hours in the winter. There's less people around. It's cold outside, and everyone wants to go home. So we do a selection of hot plated dishes. These change on quite a regular basis. One of the ones we have on right now is a venison chili and fennel seed ragu, and that's made using the deers that we get from the deer park. And it's just a lovely, wholesome, full-flavored dish. And so those change on a regular basis, and we've got quite a lot of freedom with those. As I said before, I grew up in London, and sort of my food cultural influence was the entire world. You probably dine yourself around the world in London. There's lots of different flavors and different bases that we use to inspire us. So we take the ingredients that we've got here, and then we combine them into dishes to make interesting food that you want to eat every single day. We have sourdough pizzas. They've been on the menu since the beginning, and they're always fabulous. We've got our salads in small plates. Again, this is a very seasonally led. Our roasted beetroot salad, ghost cheese, walnut, and pomegranate dressing has been on the menu from, again, the beginning. We tried to take it up once, and they all kicked off.
Don't complain.
They were like, "What do you mean? You got to bring it back." Same with the McLevin. I've tried to take that off 3 times. There comes a point when you've cooked it so many times, you think, "I just need a little break from that." And every time it comes up, everyone's late, so it just has to come back, and it stays on the menu.
And what is the McLevin? What is that?
So the McLevens, it's a Cumberland sausage patty. So they come from Cutmore Valley Game, who's a local supplier who makes some fabulous sausage and sausage meats. He also does all of our smoked salmon and hot smoked salmon and stuff like that. When we need it, the Levens Kitchen hash brown, which has become a big staple. The hash brown fries seems to be another one of those items that can't go. And our homemade brown sauce that one day we will stick in a bottle or a jar and you'll be able to buy it from the shop. I was talking this week about actually let's do a little limited edition batch and just see how it goes. People are constantly trying to buy that from us. It's just finding the time that we're when the summer months absolutely run off our feet and everyone's going 110% for the full season, and it's always a time thing for me.
Yeah. Well, you see the shop, don't you? I mean, you've got your Morocco ale in the shop. There's a Morocco chutney as well, isn't there? So, yeah, why not the brown sauce?
Why not the brown sauce? We even do so that came in with, we did the Click Bush, which is our golden ale, which was started at the same time that we started Levens Kitchen. And that's a fabulous drinking beer. So, yeah, I think these small product lines is something that we keep touching on and sort of we want to do more of. And sort of we're getting to that point now where you'll start to see more of these products coming along.
You've sort of intimated about there being a bakery now, but tell us all about Levens Bakery, because it's been around since last July, I think. So how popular has that become?
It's been a fabulous addition to us here because we've become so much busier than we ever thought we would be. This kitchen's not very big. We were doing all of our cake production and all of our food production all in the same room, and we kind of share the same ovens and the same space. And we just couldn't keep up with the demand in that same space. Everyone was working on top of each other. So the bakery has allowed us to do more in the restaurant, and it's allowed us to expand our product range within our bakeries. And we now do all our own breads. So we do a selection of sourdoughs, focaccias, multi-caraway. We also make all of our own guanacoli. So we make croissants in-house. We've got some fabulous flours from the guys at Matthews. And we use a Kendal butter. So it's a local butter, and the croissants are made fresh every day. Yeah, it's just really nice. They're delicious.
You'd have to really sell this to me because I don't like croissant.
Don't. Oh, I'm just going to say you've probably never had a really nice one.
Yeah. I think maybe I had a bad experience at some point. So, is it fair to say that the bakery was a good solution for you at this point in time?
The bakery took care of sort of this sort of takeaway sort of issue that we had. I say issue. We had lots of people wanting to grab food, get a takeaway, and go quickly. And because the restaurant was so busy, they've sort of been intertwined with sort of your seated tables, and we couldn't really process it very well. So throughout lockdown, we did sort of a takeaway only situation. It became quite popular with guys, and then they continued to sort of come and want to get takeaway stuff. But then once the restaurant had opened back up, they were conflicting with each other a little bit. So now you can have all your favorites that you get at the restaurant, but you have to take from the bakery. So they've always got a selection of fresh made sandwiches, warm sausage rolls, all of the cakes, pastries, more things than we had in the restaurant now.
Because your cakes were quite legendary. Well, they are quite legendary, but they were something that people definitely went to the restaurant for, weren't they? Just to have cake. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. You see it in the sales, and then people will go. So quite often you get people in the restaurant, and then they get some stuff, and then they go to the bakery and get some more stuff to take home with their friends. And it's really nice. And then you just have people coming in just to go, I have 6 of these and we'll take away. And especially with the bread and things, people will eat in the restaurant, they'll have the soup, they'll have the bread. Oh, where's the bread from? Oh, it's from the bakery. Oh, I'll go and get some of that. And it's really, it's really nice to be able to say that, yeah, we've made all of this here and it's available for you to enjoy at home as well.
And also, I mean, thinking about the takeaway, you're so close to the motorway, really, aren't you? That if somebody's heading off there and they want to grab something before they go on a journey, it's the ideal place to just pop in and get what they want, isn't it?
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's a really easy opportunity to get a really good cup of coffee. We're working with Red Bank Groceries, which again is another local coffee place just sort of down the road from Kendal. Get a really, really nice cup of coffee and good sandwich, cakes, pastries, all take away. And they offered that sort of opportunity for customers to sort of pick something up quickly, whereas the restaurant is a slightly slower pace.
Yeah.
Now, Christmas is coming up, so is there a Christmas menu? And if so, what can we enjoy on that?
All of our Christmassy items will start appearing towards mid to late November. Then we also have Christmas carvery option, which is for our group bookings. So peak groups are 12 and above. We do a Norfolk bronze roast turkey with all the trimmings, pastries, soup, and all of that. And then so it's almost an exclusive hire situation. So you'll be able to get all your Christmas lunch, sit with family and friends, eat as much as you want situation, like you should with any good Christmas party. We're not really set up in the kitchen to serve bigger parties than that simultaneously. So that's sort of where we're at.
Yeah. You made me laugh there because Norfolk bronze turkey, I always associate with Gavin and Stacey Christmas special, where they made a cooking the Norfolk bronze and getting the best bronze turkey. So yeah, it always makes me laugh when I hear that. So is Levens Kitchen only for two-legged people, or can we bring on sort of doggy friends as well?
Our canine friends. The answer is yes. You can bring your canine friends. We don't have them in the main restaurant itself, just because of the way it's laid out and can be a little bit tricky having dogs in there. But the Levens Hall itself, where we have the Howard room, we've always got the fire on, and our four-legged friends are always welcome there. We even have a four-legged friend menu. So there's a selection of dog treats you can get for them. So the answer is yes. Dogs are more than welcome in the garden and in the Howard room. Not the garden itself. I'll get executed too. You can say that.
Around the topiary.
Yeah. Not around the topiary. Yeah. But in the deer park, on Leeds, dogs are more than welcome. And in the courtyard.
Yeah. I didn't realise you had doggy treats on the menu. Is it savoury?
Oh, yeah. So it's rabbit ears and salami sticks, things like that. Things to keep the dog entertained while you have lunch.
Sounds good.
So I can't on it at this exact moment in time, but they are available from your local Levens Kitchen. And
do you cater for coach parties if they turn up? Do you have a menu for them?
So we've got a selection of group menus, and they range from soup and sandwich, cakes, cream teas, hot fork buffets, cold buffets, our salad selections, that sort of thing. So we do that over in the main house itself. So we have that servery where we set up all the buffets, and then we have rooms available for sort of coach parties anywhere between 20 and 60 people we can accommodate for, which we generally do sort of 2 or 3 times a week during the season.
And you mentioned the magic word cream tea there. How popular are they?
Yeah, it is definitely up there with our number one selling products.
I would have thought pizza would be up there.
I mean, I don't want to tell you what my number one biggest seller is, but soup. We definitely sell a few portions of soup a year. But things like eggs Benedict, incredibly popular. We sell loads of those. In terms of the cakes, the cheese scones and fruit scones definitely one of our most popular items, probably closely followed up by the lemon drizzle cake, which sort of changes flavors throughout the year, but it's incredibly popular. And, the almond tart, the cranberry tart that we make every day. So again, really, really popular. But looking at it, it spreads really even. We sell a pretty level amount of each thing. So it feels like we're getting something right with the products because they all sell, if that makes sense.
And I bet pizza's number one with the kids, isn't it?
It is. It is, in fact. You are right. It is the number one. So yeah, the little margarita pizza is definitely our number one kid selling item. And to be honest, I think pizza's popular with everyone. Everyone really enjoys it.
So, do you ever create anything in terms of things like picnics for the summer? Because Levens Park is just across the road, isn't it? And it's a beautiful place for a picnic. Have you ever thought of doing picnics for people to take away?
It is. It's something we've done in the past, and it was logistically very difficult for us. And when things become logistically difficult, it affects the quality of the product. I don't think we weren't delivering what I'd like to deliver to the customers. And it part of the reason why we did create Levens Bakery was to take care of this client base, people that did want to come and have Levens but not have it here. So yeah, that was part of rationale and desires for the bakery, really.
Yeah, because with their imagination, they can buy their sandwiches, they can buy their cakes, they can put it all together, can't they? And just take it off to Levens.
And then there you have it. Then you have a picnic. The entire menu is also available to take away as well. So you can come, very often in the summer, we'll have people coming in and buying half a dozen pizzas and going back to the river from the restaurant. So I don't think in the short term that we'd create a specific product for that, but I think we cover enough bases for people to have what they want from what we currently have available. So you can get the whole menu to take away, and you've got the takeaway options from the bakery as well. So I feel like we've covered that base.
Yeah, I had no idea about the pizzas being able to be taken away. Do you provide the boxes as well?
We do provide boxes. So it's not something that we shout about. There's a secret menu as well that people order from.
Yeah.
So, they know that we can do all of that.
Now, you very recently won what's called a Visit England Award for quality food and drink, haven't you? And you were also nominated for something called a Rural Oscar this year. Could you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, I've not actually seen the award yet. I got the email. So it's a commendation for the quality of produce that we're delivering. It's a great shout out to the team and all their hard work. So we really wanted to offer more than the average country have. And I feel like we're delivering that, and the team that we've built up and created, are really delivering. I'm super proud of all their hard work. So it's a real honor to be up there with these other great cafes and restaurants. I think we suffer a bit from our size. So we are quite a large venue in comparison. We occasionally just get picked because they're able to offer a slightly different product to us. Not offering the quality of that product. I mean, I really like what we do, and I'm really proud of it. But yeah, I was a little bit glad not to win that one this year. Would have liked to have taken that one home. I was again super proud of Tom. He won Service of the Year that year, and he's great. He's a really good guy, and he's helped a really good team. We work really nicely together, and yeah, so we won 1 out of 2 this year, and a couple of good commendations. It would be nice to win another one. It always is.
And in all of this, Rob, what would you say has made you most proud?
I wrote in my notes, team. So we've managed to create a product that people really, really want. Sometimes they're like, "Oh, we're so busy," and I'm like, "Yeah, because you're doing a great job." I'm really proud of the team that we've managed to put together. It's an incredibly difficult period for hospitality in hiring members of staff, especially up here where accommodation isn't quite as affordable. People are leaving the industry in droves post-COVID, and we've managed to create a really nice genuine team that's passionate about what they do. Our core team that stays with us, all the time are fabulous. They train all the younger ones and they help them, understand the product, understand what the customers are looking for. Yeah, I think I'm most proud of the team and what we've achieved together here at Levens Kitchen.
Yeah. And what will the next challenge be? Is there anything on the cards that you want to introduce next?
There are few ideas kicking around. I'll give you the boring answer first.
Go on.
The really, really boring answer. My next big challenge is how we're gonna deal with and cope with rising costs and ingredients and dairy price. I think butter has gone up something like 500% in the last 10 years. So we're looking at £120 a case.
Blimey.
24 pounds a decade and a half ago. Just adding another huge chunk to the wage bill with the increase of minimum wage.
Yeah.
Pension thingy. And I feel like that's going to be a real big challenge for me this year. Because in order to deliver all of this product and all these nice things, we have to make a financially viable product. And yeah, that's my big challenge. So that might hold off any future projects a little bit until it all sort of establishes and settles. But more fun stuff. I think we'd really like to open some spots outside of the Levens Kitchen estate itself. So almost like a mini version of Levens Kitchen, Levens Bakery combined. And take that elsewhere around the Lake District. There's talks of doing a cookbook, which I feel like is a lot on me, finding some time to sit down and write it. But we've been asked a few times, when are the recipes going to come out? When are we going to be able to make these? And and I think that would be a really nice little thing that you could offer.
So there you have it. If you live in Cumbria or North Lancashire, or are a regular visitor to the Lake District for sightseeing and walking trips, it's probably a great idea to make a beeline for Levens Kitchen to try out a few menu choices for yourself. Levens Kitchen only really shuts for a few weeks in December and early January, so at all other times you should be able to fit a visit in. Now is a great time of year to sample some of those famous soups and the bread that's baked on site to warm up on chillier days and really eat seasonally. But there are also other heartier dishes to explore right now, and all those delightful summer salads to look forward to. I have to say, I do love a brunch, and there's nowhere better to enjoy my favourite Eggs Benedict in my view. I've never actually tried them at Leven, but perhaps that's to your taste and a great reason to visit. Whatever you choose, there is no doubt that Levens Kitchen has become a real foodie bolthole and is demonstrating how much value an eatery can add to a visitor attractions offering. That's food for thought if you are in the tourism sector. So it's time for me to sign off now. Until our next episode, take very good care of yourself, whether you are in LA in the Lake District, the postcode of those in the South Lakes, don't you know, or in LA in terms of Los Angeles in the USA. And remember that whether you are on the track of a foodie haven or not, life is much more fun when you are poodling around.